What's up, family? Ghetto News Reporter Mary Dash 20 Mary Lee. Today is Sinful Sunday or Soulful Sunday in my city, Chicago, November 13th, 2022. Let me tell you a little something about smoking. I knew I would get around to this video. I started smoking cigarettes at the age of about 9 years old at 1335 East 75th Street in my city, Chicago. The same address where I became the originator of rap music at the age of 8 in 1975. I was with my foster parents, the Redmonds, and my foster father, Leon Baker Redmond, in whom I believe was a retired police officer or whatever the case may be. He used to smoke Pall Mall's non-filter cigarettes that came in a red pack, no filter, strong cigarettes. And I wanted to be cool like him. So, I would take a few cigarettes, and go to school and, my, way to school or whatever and smoke them or whatever. Trying to be cool. Trying to be like my foster father. I thought he was a nice guy, but he really wasn't. Nothing happens in this world by mistake, though. Long story short, I was smoking cigarettes. They was about 65 cents a pack when I started smoking cigarettes. I remember that, 65 cents a pack. They almost $20 a pack now. I don't smoke. I don't drink, drugs, smoke, or fornicate. I have done all that in the past. Now, I don't say that to brag. I say that because, when you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. And I remember going to Mississippi, Lexington, Mississippi, to visit the Redmonds, my foster parents who left Chicago once they got everything they wanted from me. And they dipped, back, I guess, where they came from, down south, Mississippi. See, they only come this way to exploit the natives, in my city, Chicago, towards the north. Then they go back and live happily ever after off our blood, sweat, and tears. They got a house built from the ground up. Yep, sure did. I'm the originator of rap music. They used me up, and that's why I was never ever really able to learn anything. But when I went back to visit with my so-called friend Dwayne Lewis, you understand what I'm saying? I noticed that Leon Baker Redmond wasn't smoking cigarettes anymore. And I had tried several times to quit, but by that time I had a habit. And, I was still trying or whatever and stuff. Then I met my ex-girlfriend, Jehovah Witness, worked for insurance policy, Blue Cross Blue Shields. And, she was like, the smoke was bothering her. And I loved her. And I was trying all along to quit for myself. And then my mother, Mary Lee Wright, allegedly died March 23rd of 2000. And my so-called brother, Emmanuel, and now I barely even know my family, and I barely even know my so-called brother, Emmanuel. But I come to find out he was born in 1957. Now, you switch it around, that's 1975. Now, I don't know how true his story is, but I do know he was on drugs. And when I first got my first used car, a 1981 Cutlass Supreme, he asked me if I could take him someplace. Now, at the time, I didn't know he was going to get drugs, but he gave me $50, and I realized that's what it was, what he wanted me to do. And I kind of never, hung with him again. And then I seen him before my mother had allegedly died, at Belmore Nursing Home. And she was on her deathbed. And it was me, my older sister, Linda Nelson, and my so-called brother, Emmanuel. And my mother, by this time, she had a hole in her throat. Now, when I had just seen her like a week or two before, she was okay. I rubbed her feet, made sure she was okay, but also screamed out loud. I said, "Leave my mother alone." And then by the time I saw her again, she had a hole in her throat. And my so-called nurse sister, RN, um, Linda Nelson, and my brother was at the nursing home when they called me to go, with my mother to see her, to go see my mother at the same Belmore nursing home where she was okay just a couple of weeks before. Now, my mother, like I said, she had a hole in her throat, and my brother, was offering her a cigarette. And I'm like, "Don't do that." I kind of put my hand, like, "Don't do that." And he was like, "Well, if that's what she want, and if my mother would have just moved her hand, we'd have fought like cats and dogs." Real talk. But I believe my mother knew the importance of this here um, video without being aware of what I'm doing right now. She knew the importance of my life, or she hated me that much not to care enough to move her hand. Either way, I don't know. But I come to find out later on, she allegedly was supposed to have died of asphyxiation. Now, I don't know if my brother, Emmanuel, had anything to do with it. But I know when he came to visit me about a month or so ago, he realized off of Facebook, somebody must have told him I was on there, and, he felt some kind of way, and he came over here, and he tried to light a cigarette in front of me, knowing I have cancer. They gave me cancer, the Cook County Jail people, on the psych ward in 2016. Now, I didn't know at the time my brother was allegedly gang affiliated. So I know he had drug problems and things of that nature, and I worked hoping to, stand up for him, but I can't do it because now he's trying to kill me. I believe he killed my mother. And I'm saying that. I really do. I believe he killed my mother. He needed me to come to this trap building, 6210 South Kembark Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60637, to sign off on the paperwork so he can drive like he driving now. He drives a government license plate car. You understand what I'm saying? And of course, the devil gonna always use the weakest link to get to the strongest one, right? And then they used him, and that's why Rahm Emanuel was the mayor. Get it? Emanuel was the mayor when Barack Obama was the president, and that's why I was in the Cook County Jail when they became president and mayor. Real talk. It was all a conspiracy to get me out the way because men are jealous of me. And you gotta remember that Barack Obama tried to quit smoking cigarettes, but he couldn't. Now, Michelle Obama come on TV today at about 9 o'clock on Channel 7. Today is also Mario Darrell Evans' birthday, a.k.a. Donna Marie Evans, son, and Whoopi Goldberg's birthday, and she just so happened to turn 67. I was born May 25th, 1967. Now, I say all this to say, I do things for a reason, just to see if people really copying me. And I'm your ghetto news reporter. I'm the originator of that. Okay, I'm the originator of screenshots. David killed Goliath with a slingshot. I'm killing them with screenshots and things of that nature. Now, I'm the originator of the spelling of this here, champion. But I Googled it, and of course, they stole that too. Now, Miss Shirlene, she's a comedian that lives in Atlanta. She made a joke about the spelling of my hat. That means they was paying attention. So I wanted to make sure. Now, I'm the originator of this design right here. On these Jordans. Well, Nikes, because Nikes is a girl's thing. It's all based on me, and people just been robbing me. But I'm the originator of this design, and I found it. When I first did the design, I looked to see if they was really, copying me, and sure enough, they copied it. Now, I haven't gotten compensated for nothing. People raping me, 5 guys as a little girl, you know what I'm saying, because they knew I was going to grow up to be somebody. But they came out with 5-guy restaurants. I don't know if the people that claim to be my family is my family. I only hung around them for about, 6 months at the most. You understand what I'm saying? When I was a teenager, I'm around a bunch of guys right now. It's supposed to be a recovery building where we get to know each other and they're supposed to do stuff for us. I've been here almost 6 years. They haven't done nothing but listen and troll and get on my nerves and try to get me killed. I've been beat up since I've been here. I've been poisoned since I've been here. They try to get me raped. One of the so-called young guys that's supposed to be the, secretary or whatever in the office or whatever and stuff. They've been really pressing me and shit. That's the new word they're using. And I've been using this Bible as a weapon and this phone as a weapon because if I had a gun, I don't think nobody would be alive to tell you the truth. I'm a very calm, cool, and collected person, but when you get on my nerves, I got what you call a short attention span and a short fuse. Now, they have given me cancer, like I said, in 2016, so I keep my hair low. They had me sleeping on the 1st District Police Station floor on Mother's Day, May 8th of 2016, because I was staying sober at an AA meeting homeless after they made me homeless May 31st, 2008 for so-called disarming a police officer, something I did not do on Devon and Clark. But because I was giving my book, Rhymes, Poems, and Metaphors plus one song away, and they had already planned what they was going to do, because in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and that I believe it's Atheists Anonymous, they used to say stuff like, the fight is fixed. And then this one guy I didn't even know, he walked up to me and said, you remind me of a wallflower. I said, what do you mean? He said, you always here. I said, well, this is AA. Nobody graduates and stuff like that. And then that didn't work. So another person said, you too cool. And I'm like, too cool? What is all this adding up to? They was never talking to me like this. And then it was, I guess they was getting tired of, me being sober. And they wanted to see if they could, ruffle my feathers or whatever. And this one white guy, never seen him before. And I was doing service work. Like I used to make coffee all the time, never spat in nobody's coffee, none of that. You understand what I'm saying? But I've been poisoned 6 times, and 3 other times, at least 4 of the times is when, they realized that I'm not backing down after I gave my book away, Rhymes, Poems, and Metaphors plus one song, to the public and to a lot of personalities and stuff that supposed to be high-powered people, but I call them high-powered cowards. Long story short, never spat in nobody's coffee and stuff. But this one white guy, while I was doing service work, trying to teach the people how to stay sober in AA, after being there for about 10 years and stuff and being a pillar in my community, they gave me the position just to set me up. And the white guy came in, sat right in front of me, across from me, and called me a B. And it was a bunch of men in the room, and not one of them stood up. So I stood up and left. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they trying to railroad me out of this building where I'm at, because I believe my brother want to take over everything and stuff, but he's not qualified because he's a dope fiend. You understand what I'm saying? It's a song that say, I got a dope fiend in my family. Now, my mother, I'm pretty sure, would have known to leave whatever to me, but I don't even want her stuff. I just want my legacy, my respect, and my pardon, and a clean bill of health, and my T-top, drop-top Cadillac truck, because that is my, you understand what I'm saying, dream truck. Now, I am a lesbian, but I don't even want to be a lesbian no more. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't had a relationship in a long time. I try to come full circle and get, the ones that I came up with to stand up and prove, that, I am the victim, just like they was probably the victim, but because they got paid off, I'm left standing by myself, like I was at the age of 6 in 1973 when they was trying to kill me. You understand what I'm saying? They said it's your own family that'll kill you, or the ones closest to you. I don't have no family. I have a higher power. And come Thanksgiving, I'm working on my, on my cancer, trying to get rid of the cancer and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? It being Thanksgiving on the 24th. Since I've been here, nobody's giving me no gifts, no Thanksgiving, nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But they sucking up all this energy and information thinking it's free. I've nursed them back to health, a lot of them, just by talking, do comedy or whatever stuff, they haven't given me nothing. Feather Fist, the program sucks. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you the truth just in case I die. You understand what I'm saying? Now, anything happen to me, Mary McNamara's go full force, real talk, because they coming for real, like a moving bullet, like Young M.A. say. Yes, I'm gonna work on my cancer starting November. You know, I've been doing a little something, but I'm gonna take it a little more seriously and stuff like that. Real talk. Which means I stopped smoking cigarettes when I saw my mother had that hole in her throat and she passed away allegedly March 23rd of 2000. I asked my higher power, come my birthday, May 25th of 2000, if my higher power could take the taste, because I had been practicing all along, right? And sure enough, May 25th of 2000, I had stopped smoking cigarettes. Real talk. And, you know, it was just gone. And I haven't had a cigarette since. And that's why they held me down May 9th of 2016 and gave me cancer, because they knew I was still doing the right thing. And they thought that would make me start smoking or drinking and drugging and fornicating again. But it backfired. And that's why they really trying to kill me. You understand what I'm saying? Because they can't stop. You understand? Look, God gonna kill y'all for fucking with me. I'm just gonna put it out there on video. Y'all gonna wish y'all had never touched me, for real. The Bible said, touch not my prophet and do them no harm. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. Y'all messed up messing with me. All you had to do was stand up. I knew my brother had a problem. I thought if I can get clean, he would see the difference, but he was hating. He was jealous. Real talk. And most men are jealous of their sisters. Real talk. So, ladies, I don't know why y'all didn't stand up for me or whatever and stuff. Maybe y'all got a little too much bitch in you and shit. You understand what I'm saying? But either way, you know what I do? I break this here, flip the Bible. When I go, we all go. And I believe that. I believe God will give me that for a gift. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that. When I die, we all die. Because I am number one. With a bullet, motherfucker. And I ain't going by myself. You can hate me now, all you want. What does it take to be number one? To let your enemies go ahead of you and you come from behind. To let them know. You can't touch this. Now, this is Joshua chapter 2 and 3 and 4. Now, I talk about an ark right here. And they commanded the people, saying, when ye see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites, bearing it, then ye shall remove from your place and go after it. Now, in my book, Rhymes, Poems, and Metaphors +1 song, I put a warning. I talked about the ark, like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Sure did. Put it in the front and the back, just to let them know it ain't a joke. Now, part of this is Joshua chapter 1. You see the 18, but right here it says, Moses, in all things so will we hearken unto thee. Only the Lord thy God be with thee, as he was with Moses. My higher power is the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. So I'm still number one, either way it goes. You understand what I'm saying? Because this still part of number one over here. You understand? Real talk. And it take two to make a thing go right. And this is 2:15 over here. 15 and 2 is 17. I gave Oprah Winfrey my child abuse rap at the age of 17 in 1984. In 1985, they came out with The Color Purple. Today is, like I said, Whoopi Goldberg's birthday and my so-called ex-girlfriend, Donna Marie Evans' son, Mario's birthday. So read 1 through 6. Or, let me see what else. This Chase Bank. This the money right here. This the money right here. I put Chase Bank or whatever. They closed my bank account, and it's my address right there. There you go. They closed my bank account on Montrose and Broadway and said this is the big one. That's where it say Chase right there. You see Elders of Israel. Yeah, Jordan. You see Jordan. Okay. It says you can't have something I put right here. Then it's got gangbangers stole my innocence. Yeah, they raped me as a little girl. They sure did. So let's go 1 through 8. Step the game up. Peace.